Hey, I'm Echo, and these are my rants. I'd say I'm usually a pretty happy person, but sometimes you just gotta rant about stuff. Disney's Galactic Starcruiser, the Star Wars Hotel experience. If you haven't heard about it yet, it is a total mess, but I am sure since you're here, you know all about it. You've seen all the videos just like I have, and you are concerned if you bought tickets or if you like Star Wars, and are amused if you haven't bought tickets or you just like to see large-scale things fail. That's one of my passions. So, here we are, watching this whole disaster unfold. Sure, it could be way better than any of the ads have shown or any of the actual visits to the hotel. It's more of an experience than a hotel, so hotel isn't really the best word for it, but I really was interested to see it, and I wasn't expecting much because honestly, I love Star Wars, but I can't afford those kind of prices, so I wasn't gonna go get really excited and hyped about it, but it is bad, you guys. I can't even believe how bad it looks. It's supposed to be a roughly $5,000 experience for two people or $6,000 for a family, and we've got really bad looking sets. They look super plastic to me, and it's just cheap. It's cheap. Why would you go cheap for a luxury experience? Plus, why would they choose a luxury experience for Star Wars, to represent Star Wars? The gritty realism of the world that people have been enjoying for the past 45 years. Why? Why would you do that, Disney? What would possess you to think that luxury should be in the same sentence as Star Wars? I mean, sure, there are some wealthy characters in Star Wars, but usually they're the bad guys. But I have noticed a few things that nobody is talking about with the Starcruiser, so I thought I'd share my thoughts. Not to pile on with the negativity, but honestly, when a company is failing this bad, people need to let them know so that they can get better. Nothing is ever going to get better if you don't actually say, hey, that's not okay. And the Starcruiser Hotel is not okay. So they've been using a lot of concept art in their ads, and honestly, at this point in time, they should have something done that looks good and not the computer lab that they showed us and the very bland and not Star Wars at all hallway. How can you mess up a hallway, honestly? And I guess the lounge is okay. It seems very small. But mostly we're just seeing concept art still at this stage. And that's concerning, not because they're not done yet. I mean, big projects like this often don't get finished until the night before, so that's not a huge deal. The huge deal is that almost all of the concept art shows little kids having fun and adults smiling because the kids are having fun. Think about this. Who's going to be buying tickets to the Galactic Starcruiser? Mostly Star Wars fans. Many of them are going to want a Star Wars experience for them. Imagine growing up as a kid in 1977 with Star Wars and then going on this Galactic Starcruiser thinking you're finally going to have the Star Wars experience of your dreams, and it's geared towards children. Nearly the only times that they're showing adults having fun is when they're gambling. If you're not there to gamble, and I mean, how much gambling is really going to happen at Disney? I'm going to wait and see about that one. But if you don't want to gamble or drink the entire time, what else are you supposed to do? I mean, sure, they have you planned to the teeth, so you don't really have time to do much or think much, I guess. But as far as I know, they're not giving you more than one free drink, if that, so it's not like you're not going to remember this whole experience. It's either too long at 2 days or too short, and I can't decide which. The Star Trek experience in Las Vegas, I believe it ended in 2008, it was just a one-day experience of several hours that you paid for. It was roughly about $40 for that experience, and people really felt like they were there. They felt like they were a part of Star Trek. And it seems like it was really cool, honestly. I've seen some of the videos of it, and I wish I had been able to go to that. I mean, for around $40, that's amazing for a whole immersive experience where you really feel like you're in Star Trek. But it seems like they took this idea and sort of lifted some of the stuff straight from the Star Trek experience, called it Star Wars, and decided that it had never been done before. If you want a different example of this kind of thing being done before, there is an experience where if you're a Harry Potter fan, you can go to a castle and stay for 4 days and have a magical experience where you go to classes and you use a wand and you get to meet some owls and all sorts of stuff like that. It's not a branded experience like Star Trek or like Star Wars here, but it's still a similar experience. And it costs £645. Yep, just £645 for 4 days versus $5,000 or $6,000 base price for 2 nights. And not even like 2 full days, just 2 nights. Why does anyone think this is okay? I see people trying to be like, oh, it's fine. I trust Disney. I'm sure they'll do all right. Do you trust Disney right now? They just came out with Genie Plus, a way to charge you to wait in line for rides. A service that was free when it was FastPass, but now it's suddenly not free. They also took away a lot of the parades and fireworks, obviously for reasons, but they decided to up and sometimes even double the charges for special events that no longer had those parades and fireworks. What is happening? It's crazy. It's wild. It's not okay. And people keep being like, oh yes, Disney, please treat me badly. This is starting to become a problematic relationship. Like, it's not okay. You're not okay. We're not okay. Disney is not treating us well. It really sucks for people who paid for this and actually had to save up for this. Like, the wealthy people who could afford it anyway and don't really care about Star Wars, I'm sure they'll have a lovely time. But everybody else who actually really struggled to save for this or is like, can I make it? I don't think it's going to be worth it for them, especially if this is just geared towards children. I mean, people in their 20s and 30s are probably going to go as couples and find that all the activities are just not that great. The video game that they have playing is basically a complete dupe from the 80s. Like, sure, I guess time period appropriate. If this experience came out in the 80s when Star Wars started, but now you could do that at home. Why is this in a $5,000 experience? But for me also, no one is really talking about the fact that Gaya, this singer, her outfit is terrible. Like, cheap beyond belief. People have talked about her song and how it doesn't fit at all in the Star Wars universe as we know it, or how, at least her makeup looks amazing, which it does. They did a good job making her look like a Twi'lek, but her outfit is so bad. Like, it looks like someone put it together in 5 minutes because they're like, oh no, we have to do this now. The outfit itself, the dress itself, looks like it's made of plastic or very, very cheap material. Like the flimsiest stuff you get for like the bad Halloween costumes at Walmart. And then her jewelry looks like it's made of paper or cardboard. Does it look like that to anyone else? Like, I've seen it from different angles too, and it still looks like cardboard to me. What is that? Who okayed this? This is not at all what Twi'leks wear in the Star Wars universe. And why is it so cheap? Like, I know that Bob Chapek is in charge of Disney right now, and things have not been looking good under his leadership by any means. He's definitely cutting costs for Disney and putting them all on the consumer. It's so much fun to, have your lovely Disney experience and be nickeled and dimed the entire way. And don't think you're going to escape that when you're on the Starcruiser either. They're going to find every way to nickel and dime you. I mean, you have to pay a premium for some of the non-alcoholic drinks on the Starcruiser. Shouldn't that be included in the price? You're paying $5,000 for this, for 2 days, for 2 nights, and like one and a part of a day, actually. It's just crazy. I'm not saying it's all bad. There's definitely a lot of things that could be improved from now. So maybe they'll turn it all around and surprise us. But if even their advertising is bad, and in advertising you try to show the best of something, if even that is very, very bad, what is this experience going to be like? I mean, they were really hyping up the lightsaber training sequence, which just really doesn't make sense for a luxury Starcruiser anyway, but that is beside the point. Why is it so bad? It looks so bad. And some people have said maybe this is just the beginning where they, train you to do the training. So they're just like, here's a laser, here's a laser, here's a laser, here's a laser. Okay, good, we're all set. Now it's super hard. Maybe that's the way it is. I'm willing to believe that they could have some good things up their sleeves, but it still seems to be geared towards children at the end of the day. And that's it's crappy. I get it that Disney likes to make things for children, but the Star Wars experience should be something that true Star Wars fans can really enjoy. Children should be able to be included if they can really get into it too, but it should be about the fans, not about letting little Johnny play a vintage video game in a computer lab for $5,000. Anyway, that's all I have for today. We'll see if they can fix any of this. I'm sure there'll be a lot of positive opinions on the internet, but hopefully some people will be honest too. I know it'll be hard to be honest when they're paying that much money, but I hope some people try. Alright, that's all I have for today. Those were my rants. Bye.